breaking out, I'm breaking in. I just can't help this state I'm in. I'm on my way, y'all. So put your shades on, this light's so bright, it's blinding. I'm radiating love, I'm radiating love, I'm radiating love. Breaking free, I'm breaking ground. I can't explain this thing I found. The clouds have moved on, I got my groove on. This pep in my steps infectious. I'm radiating love, I'm radiating love, I'm radiating love. I've been stuck in a rut, I've been shit out of luck. I've been wondering what is up with me. And then I realized it's up to me to decide. I can just be radiating love. I'm radiating love. I'm radiating love. I'm radiating love.
You are an irresistible magnet with the power to attract unto yourself everything that you desire. Good morning. I'm going to sneak out here. Good morning and welcome to the New Thought Spiritual Center Sunday celebration. I'm the Reverend Jay Willick. I'm the senior minister here at NTSC, and we are so happy that you have brought your consciousness together with ours to bring an hour of great music and wisdom and inspiration and prayer and just good, fabulous fun. Life is to be fun. I call it serious fun because it's a serious thing to have fun, isn't it? It's a serious thing to get into loving kindness and peace, but it's fun when it's there. So that's what we're about. We're about having fun. But who is the New Thought Spiritual Center? I got a little video for you. It is our statement of principles, and it'll tell you all about us. Watch.
Our purpose is to reveal the divinity in you by awakening our heart, mind, and imagination to the universal creative force within. Our vision is to vibrate at the speed of the divine, experiencing our best self by being a clear, luminous, and dynamic force for good, with love always being the answer. And our mission: to use the principles and tools of the science of mind and spirit, new thought, neuroscience, and ancient wisdom to bust through, soar, and zoom into our greatest life, sharing that gift with all.
Awakening. That's our 2021 theme. Everything we talk about all month, all year, every month, all year, is about awakening to that purpose in life, that most basic purpose in life, to live a happy life through the wisdom and through the connection and communion with spirit, with the divine. So this month, our theme is love it. And we've been talking all month, and we will finish the month talking about loving this process, this journey, this adventure in awakening to our most magnificent expression. And also this month, we have been highlighting our mission statement here at the New Thought Spiritual Center, which is bust through, soar, and zoom. And I have a little quote there on the bottom of our banner here. It says, to fly as fast as thought, you must begin by knowing that you have already arrived. That's from Richard Bach. Let's do a spiritual mind treatment together. How about that? A spiritual mind treatment, in case you didn't know, is an affirmative prayer, a prayer where we affirm what it is we are revealing in our lives at this moment. So you ready? Let's take a deep breath. That's great. Kind of relieves, kind of starts things over a little bit when you take a deep breath. You can close your eyes if you'd like, but you don't have to close your eyes, because either way, we are knowing together at this very moment that we are bringing forth into our lives from this moment forward all the grace and joy and prosperity we can stand. We can bring forth the abundance of health, the abundance of happiness, the abundance of love in our lives, the abundance of creativity, whatever it is we have decided to declare and reveal in our lives. It is happening right here and now because we speak this word. And I'm so grateful for these words to come out of my brain and out of my mouth and through the consciousness of my communion with Spirit, knowing that the divine law hears, listens, and takes care of that which I declare at this moment, reveals it in my life, our lives. So appreciative, so thankful for this knowing, for this being. I release this word as we dig in to this spiritual celebration of our lives as divine expressions. And so it is. And now I'm going to ring the bell. I'm going to ring the bell, bringing in us into our sacred space intentionally. You always have a sacred space wherever you decide you're having one. But we're going to intentionally do that right here, right now, in our service, in our celebration. So I'm going to ring the bell 3 times, and then we're going to step into a guided meditation. All righty? So here we go. I love that little bell. Let's take a deep breath one more time. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Let it go. That's so great. Do it again. One more time. Yeah, hold it. 3, 2, 1, and let it out through your mouth. Now just breathe at your normal pace, at your normal intensity. We have refreshed, rebooted by these deep breaths, by this holding, by this releasing. If you must, go ahead and wiggle around, get yourself comfortable. Put your feet on the ground or cross-leg them. With your feet on the ground, we naturally attach the energies of this planet to ourselves. We allow the Mother Gaia to bring forth her energy that keeps this planet intact, that keeps this planet in orbit, that keeps this planet spinning that power. We allow that energy, that loving energy, to support us and come forth up through the very core of this planet, through our feet, up our legs, buzzing and vibrating, reaching the base of our spine and allowing this energy to drop once again back to the earth through a grounding cord, or however it will feel for you to ground yourself, to center yourself with the energy of Mother Earth. Feel this circulation, this vibration going on as we commune with that which we live upon. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe, bringing God in with every inhale and knowing I am, you are, with every exhale. And now let's intentionally commune with the energies of the universe, the energies of the Big Bang that began it all. Maybe you can look through that inner eye, that inner vision, and see the rays of the sun, the power and the energies of the universe actually come down, come around you as the universe is around us. Allow this force, this energy, this love to vibrate from the top of your head, warming your face, past your neck, down your arms and out your fingers, as well coming to your heart. The heart of God's love, the heart of your love, the heart of all love. Allowing it to spread gently but powerfully throughout your body. And connecting to that beautiful loving energy from the Mother Gaia. I'd like to read to you a song, as it is called, a spontaneous song called Free and Easy by the Venerable Lama Gundan Rinpoche. And he says, happiness cannot be found through great effort and willpower, but is already present in open relaxation and letting go. Don't strain yourself. There's nothing to do or undo. Whatever momentary arises in the body-mind has no real importance at all, has little reality whatsoever. Why identify with and become attached to it, passing judgment upon it and ourselves? Far better to simply let the entire game happen on its own, springing up and falling back like waves without changing or manipulating anything. And notice how everything vanishes and reappears, seemingly magically, again and again, time without end. Only our searching for happiness prevents us from seeing it. It's like a vivid rainbow which you pursue without ever catching, or a dog chasing its own tail. Although peace and happiness do not exist as an actual thing or place, it is always available and accompanies you every instant. Breathe into these words and allow them to echo. Make use of this spaciousness, this freedom, and natural ease. Don't search any farther. Don't go into the tangled jungle looking for the great awakened elephant who was already resting quietly at home in front of your own hearth. Nothing to do or undo. Nothing to force. Nothing to want. And nothing missing. Everything happens by itself. Now let's take a deep breath. Bring ourselves back to this room. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes, move your shoulders around, do a little shimmy. Slowly open your eyes and bring yourself back to this moment, this space, this new you. A new you has occurred right now, just because of doing that, just because of listening and embodying those words. There's a new you. You have opened yourself up to greater opportunities, greater experiences, the ones you want to have. And the universe does its thing to bring those into your experiences. We create in these guided meditations, in these affirmative prayers, we create not only the openness of our heart, but the baseline that we are starting from that moment on. So congratulations. And now I'd like to bring to our celebration this morning, Caressa McElhaney, who will bring some words of wisdom, our affirmative incantation for the week. Remember, it is for the week, something that you do twice a day, once in the morning when you get up, right before you go to sleep. Those last 5 minutes before you drift off, you want to leave your mind and your heart with these ideas that are the affirmative incantation. So let's listen to some words of wisdom from Caressa, and I'll be back a little later. My friend's Caressa McElhaney.
Hello.
Hold on, Lovey, no audio.
No audio?
Ask Jay if you can hear me.
Can you hear me?
You're good.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Sunday celebration. I just have a couple questions. Do you resist loving yourself? Do you always find something to find fault with about yourself? I mean, how often do we hear how important forgiveness is, and yet the person that we usually find the most difficult to forgive is ourselves? Why is it so much easier to show generosity and compassion to others than to our own precious body, mind, and soul? We so often punish ourselves severely for our minds and our hearts, and sometimes even physically for our transgressions. And don't fool yourself, negative self-talk is punishment. So I realize that it can be a bit of a catch-22, but it's of our own making. We do or say something unhealthy, we punish ourselves with our own method of choice for doing it, creating more of whatever unpleasant emotion we were feeling in the first place, which in order to release, we repeat the process. So we need to step off that merry-go-round and realize, since we are responsible for what we create, we are capable of creating something different. We all came here to learn the same lesson: how to love ourselves. To realize that we are all part of the one, the universal consciousness, that we all have within us everything we need in order to succeed, to be our best self, to be happy and complete. So we must sacrifice the ego and its aims and its machinations for the sublime yet so simple knowledge that we are enough. Letting go of our image of ourselves that we have cultivated throughout our lives is sometimes the hardest thing to do. Because if we believe what other people think about us, who they think we are, then we behave accordingly. In essence, we are playing a role that we have come to believe actually is us. But sometimes that couldn't be further from the truth. So show your own heart, mind, body the love and respect it deserves and needs. Now that's the first step in becoming you. Accept all those things about you that you have disdain for, you wish were different, or beat yourself up for. You can continue to correct or work on them, but by honoring ourselves, no matter how imperfect we think we are, we allow love in, which can then blossom into true love for humanity and the world that we live in. Because love is the answer, always. To think that there is any other solution is just another delaying tactic. The longer you resist loving yourself, the longer you choose to suffer. So take a simple step. Think of something you don't like about yourself. It can be something you've done or said, or maybe a body part that you don't like. And just forgive it. And then love it. And if you find yourself thinking unhappy thoughts about it later, just repeat the process. And then love it some more. As Ernest Holmes says, love is a power whose force is irresistible. I want to read you something from a book that I love. It's called Emmanuel's Book. You will not exhaust the love in the universe if you were to absorb it from now until the end of time. Love can turn the world around, and it does. What did you think was spinning your planet if it wasn't love? And what do you think the fires of your sun consist of, and the cells of your body, and the stars in your sky, and the consciousness in your heart? It is all love. There is nothing but love. Don't let the masks and the postures fool you. Love is the glue that holds the universe together. The greatest need in a soul is to achieve that loving of self, which will bring about the unity, wherein those judgments that have caused such pain are eliminated. True self-love is not ego. True love is great humility. Love and compassion for others cannot exist until there is a goodly supply for self. How can you feel the love of God if you do not love yourself? Are they not one and the same thing? Until you can accept yourself, you lock the doorway to the expansion you all yearn for. This expansion comes through your heart. Be kind to yourselves. Now I'd like to read the Affirmative Incantation that Reverend Jay has written for this week. And you can either read it with me or say it aloud to yourself or just listen. Divine love acts through me, and the law of love frees me to be my best. Today I offer myself to loving this loved life. I am dedicated to being my best today, declaring superlative thoughts, revealing my highest ideas, best practices, the deepest empowering beliefs, and the most succulent experiences. This day is my day, and I express it with joy in my heart, a twinkle in my eye, and a spring in my step. Watch out, world. Here I am. I love that one. All right, well, now if you'd like to close your eyes, you can join me in knowing this truth. That we are all one, that we are enjoying this amazing wind and weather, and that it is all part of nature and this glorious day that we are all partaking of, that we have the power to create our reality, create our world, make choices, change things that we don't like about ourselves or our surroundings, our reality. It is always up to us. It is always in our power. And I know this beyond a shadow of a doubt because I know that I am connected to that divine intelligence, that great, amazing, wonderful spirit that is all, at all times, in everyone, and works through us, through me, through you, every moment of every day. So with this, I just express my gratitude, my incredible gratitude for being alive in this world today, for being able to speak my word, and for knowing this truth. So I simply release it and let it go, and we can all say together, and so it is.
Is. Yeah, right on. Perfect. Perfect ideas. Oh, thank you, Caressa. Love that. I love that. Such fabulous ideas and words, and thank you. And I stand reminded. Thank you so much. We're going to bring on a little music. We are so fortunate that we have our own in-house singer-songwriter who has a band, the Right Here, Right Now band. And pretty much every month he has written a brand new song, somewhat based on my talk title at the very least, for months on end. And so that is happening again this week. And we are fortunate to have the Right Here, Right Now band bring their song, or Steve Apperson's, I should say, brand new song, Don't Fight It. Here they are. Watch.
More than quite authentic, and it's beating us down. A longer overhaul, getting through and around. Struggling with the concept that we're gaining ground. All this interruption just confuse and confounds. Hell yeah. Time to steal a lane and cover all that doubt that tries to rearrange what our thoughts are about. We move back to stand that creates our false doubt. You can't be you unless you get all that out. Don't fight it, don't deny it, don't compromise it with another truth. Don't fight it, don't hide it, don't side with it. It's no use, no use, no use. So much innuendo that you may have to share, but never mind distinction that whatever was said. You are those voices arguing in your head. You are the actions that you live out instead. It's an ugly impact you have to embrace. those illusions that leave me so displaced. Effort and honesty can never be erased. The essence of never can leave a bitter taste. Don't hide it, don't hide it, don't write it with an excuse. Don't fight it, don't deny it, don't compromise it. It's no use, no use, no use. Stop and realize that you are wrong. Open your mind and wake up. Throw out your ego if you wanna let go. Not be afraid how great and awesome you can grow. Every day raises a curtain to play out your show. Live out who you are, let the whole wide world know. Hey diddle diddle, get your cat up in the middle. Can't reset the fiddle no more. Life's not a cradle riddle that you squeeze for the middle, while you whittle the badge of courage that you swore. Don't hide it, don't hide it, don't ride with it into an excuse. Don't fight it, don't deny it, don't compromise it. It's no use, no use, no use. Stop and realize that you are loved. Hey.
Ah, great new song. Don't fight it. Don't fight it. That's what I want to talk about this morning. Don't fight it. Our theme this month has been Love It. February, of course, is the big love month, at least according to Hallmark. It's also Black History Month this month, and it's part of the season of nonviolence. February, it's the beginning of the season of nonviolence. It's also Groundhog Day, Tater Tot Day, Ukulele Day is also in February. You might have celebrated Washington or Lincoln or Bob Marley's or Frederick Douglass's birthday this month. The periodic table has its own day in February, and so does Doggy Bones and Toothaches. I'm sure you all celebrated Toothache Day. Chinese New Year started on the 12th, and it's the year of the ox. We also had a Jewish holiday just a couple of days ago on the 26th. That was Purim, and Purim commemorates the victory of Queen Esther of Persia, who saved the Jewish people at that time from execution by Haman, and Haman was the advisor to the king, and her stepping in helped save the Jews from the evil Haman, as they say, evil Haman. And Lent, of course. Lent on the 17th began on Ash Wednesday, reminding the Christians of Yeshua's 40-day sacrifice in the desert. Everyone goes to the desert to sacrifice, and so Jesus did as well. So February. Today's February 28th, in case you didn't remember, and the last day of our shortest month of the year. And it's a month where lives are remembered and foods are enjoyed and events commemorated, rituals in which to partake, ideas to contemplate, and of course, love to celebrate. So much in just 28 days. Did you fill your month of February with that? But all of this, and I was thinking about the month, knowing that this was the last day of the month, all of this is man-made. And I don't say that to lessen the significance of everything that happened in February, but to show its exquisiteness and uniqueness only possible through the loving expression of God. The God in us, the God within, expressing itself through us. I want to read a little quote from Joel S. Goldsmith from his book, The Art of Meditation. And he wrote, "In going within, We do not turn to our own spirituality or our own goodness or our own strength or our own knowledge, but we go within to unleash the infinite invisible. Unleash the infinite invisible. My friends, we are individuations of the one universal power and presence there is in the universe. What the scientists may call the Big Bang, what others may call God or the divine. And we each act in this oneness to unleash that invisible, infinite invisible from within. We don't have to spend days in the deserts or atop a mountain or living in a cave for years and years. Each are their own mystics. Each one of us are our own mystics, able to live the mystical experience by just letting God in them be God in them as them. You are the divine right now. Really, nothing needs to be added. Nothing needs to be taken away. You are the divine right now. It is your birthright. Now, I'm not talking about your actions. I'm talking about the essence of who you are. Your uniqueness, talents, dreams are all waiting for you, for me, for each of us to wake up to this. Wake up to this truth and accept our divinity. It's only our resistance to this truth that gets in our way. When we resist, we strive against, we oppose something. And doing that is the polar opposite of working a resolution, of working a revelation into our lives. Changing things in our lives begins with not wanting to experience this or that anymore. I get that. That's how it intellectually shows up. We want to set up a barrier so that we don't relive that experience or relive that belief or that idea. But that's where the resistance should quickly end. That intellectual exercise of knowing, I don't want that in my life anymore, whatever it is. From biting your nails, from something else going on in your body that you don't want anymore, whatever that is. You know, one of the notorious creatures from the Star Trek universe are the Borg. In the 1993 season finale for the Next Generation series, the evil Borg introduced themselves, and they sent out an audio message to those whom their collective, because the Borg was a collective of cyborgs, and they would absorb the humans or the sentient beings into this cyborg collective. And they would say to them, you are the Borg. Your biological and technological distinctiveness will be added to our own. Resistance is futile. Now, wow, you may think, Rev J is comparing our oneness with the universe to the spirit of the idea of the Borg? That I'm saying that somehow in our connection with the universe, with the divine, we are a Borg-like, having a Borg-like experience? In a way, yes. I don't claim that we're all some sort of spiritual cyborgs running around the earth, but take away our biology, take away our technology, and what is left? What is left is our etiology, our causation, our origination, our most basic self, our godness. We are in a collective of sorts, not evil like the Borg, but one that is available through the conscious activity of embodying spirit. A complete emancipation as we embody spirit more and more from discord in our lives. And, you know, It is only us. It is only our consciousness and our beliefs that allow us to release that idea of not having discord in our lives. It doesn't go away without our permission. I want to switch a little bit and talk about what happened on July 9th, 1868. And that's when the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution was ratified. And give me a second. I'll get to why I'm bringing this up. I want to read a quote from Garrett Epps. He's a professor of constitutional law at the University of Baltimore. And he wrote this about the 14th Amendment. He said, its centerpiece is the idea that citizenship in the United States is universal, that we are one nation with one class of citizens, and that citizenship extends to everyone born here. Citizens have rights that neither the federal government nor any state can revoke at will, even undocumented immigrants. Persons, in the language of the amendment, now have rights to due process and equal protection of the law. Fabulous. 14th Amendment. Yet the real freedom does not truly lay in amendments to the Constitution or any set of man-made laws. Again, I don't mean to lessen the efforts of Frederick Douglass and Harriet Tubman and Thaddeus Stevens and other abolitionists or 13th and 14th Amendment proponents. However, I want to point out that freedom must be made first in the minds and hearts of those whose values and beliefs equaled that pronouncement. It didn't just show up, even though that is a natural law. It didn't just show up until we decided as people, individuals, and then as a collective, that needed to be codified. Now, it may have started as some form of resistance, of course, resistance to the hate that was out there, the inequality and unjust actions and ideas that was out there, but accepting it first. Remember, this is not about permission. This is not about saying that those things are okay, those actions and ideas are okay, inequality and hate, et cetera, but by accepting them, that they're there, allows us to transform those ideas from resistance of the negative into working for something that is positive, working for something that is a part of course, nature's laws. But because we have choice, we can ignore nature's laws for a certain amount of time. Before that could be a fact in the United States, a fact in our Constitution, in our laws, the truth of our equality and our oneness within the creations, all the creations of the universe had to be recognized and accepted first before we could set mankind free. In other words, our minds had to echo throughout our communion as one. Had to echo that eternal thing itself, those natural laws. Now, the sooner we awaken to truth and live it holistically, not just in our heads, it's not just an intellectual exercise, it has to embody our entire selves. And then, of course, spread out into our community, the sooner we shall be actually free and happy. No matter the conditions we experience or the laws or the amendments to any constitution, it has to happen here first. We can have the law, but if you don't feel free and happy and equal and able in here and here, then it doesn't matter. Viktor Frankel, for those of you who don't know, was an Austrian neurologist and psychologist and philosopher, and to this point, a little more importantly in this moment as I speak about him, He was a Holocaust survivor. He was also the founder of logotherapy, a search for life's meaning as the central human motivational force. Here's something he wrote. The one thing you can't take away from me is the way I choose to respond to what you do to me. The last of one's freedoms is to choose one's attitude in any given circumstances. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. A man who was in a concentration camp for many years realized this. Knowing this saved him. We are obligated, yes, to enact laws to codify our understanding of truth. God doesn't condone enslaving or mistreating anyone, obviously, and we cannot be free in our spirit nor free in our minds when we withhold human liberty from another. And neither can we be truly free when we still kill and maim and cage and strike and spit upon or tear gas or shout even at each other. We can only be completely free when we respect and honor all of life. And we have to do that as individuals. And those not participating in this divine collective of oneness and peace and universal love, they're bound to suffer in some way the consequences of having that void in their heart and filling it with hate and fear and shame and helplessness and powerlessness and feelings of injustice and inadequacy. Those are all learned feelings that we decide whether we're going to embrace them or release them. And I even stand here now and honor the feeling that so many people have that bring hate and fear into their lives. I'm not condoning it. I'm honoring that is there, that they feel helpless, they feel powerless, they feel that injustice is being carried out and pointed at them. But when we fill the void, no matter the size of it, with spirit, we gain a foundation to build upon. We step into a world where kinship with all life connects us together and allows us to prosper and guide us with spiritual wisdom. Not from our ego, not from our feelings of helpfulness, not helplessness, not from our reactions. A world that will show up without police brutality, a world that will show up without white privilege or any cultural beliefs of superiority and its inherent arrogance and delusions. I'm not telling you to bypass what may be lurking inside you, confusing you, irritating you. We have to step in and look at those things. But the resolution, however, must begin with who you are. Looking for approval outside of ourselves is futile and will never truly fill the void. Remember, you're worthy right here, right now, and you're pre-approved for your highest good to show up. Teilhard de Chardin wrote, "Joy is the infallible sign of the presence of God." So there must be joy somewhere in your life. Joy that you know of, joy that is a part of you and supports you. And you can use that idea and that power of that joy that is in whatever part of your life. Maybe you are always healthy. Maybe your prosperity, your financial prosperity is set in mind and in experience. You can use those ideas. You can use that that idea of I have joy, I am joy. God is always everywhere and equally present in this part of my life. You can use that belief in those other places that needs them. Find those places, nurture those places, incorporate them where the joy isn't as strong. It's foolish and futile to dedicate your time and attention to just resisting what you don't want. Boy, when I get into that, I just, that's when my head starts spinning. I don't know about you. When I'm into resistance, I don't get anywhere. I just roll around in a circle. I might as well just get on the ground and flip around in a circle, because that's all that's happening in my brain, and then thus in my heart, and thus in my life. When I reapply my energy toward what I want and plan a prudent spiritual plan, it leads then to a wise practical course of action. Let me say that again. When I plan a prudent spiritual idea into my life, then the practical course of actions come to me. Whatever speaks to me. When we choose to love the awakening to our higher self, we ease the effects of the negative and ease the inclusion of the positive. We reveal the wisdom of the ages and disclose the best we have to offer. And everyone has a best to offer to the world and beyond. Believing and loving who you are is a powerful antidote for lack and limitation, depression and distress, disharmony and disease. And all we have to do is allow the divine's love, God's love, Spirit's love, and its wisdom into our lives. Resistance is futile. Thank you so much. Namaste. So now let's step into our conscious giving, our loving kindness gifts to this, your spiritual center, to this, a place for you to feed your soul, not just once a week for an hour, but throughout the week. I pop in during the week here on my personal page or on the New Thought Spiritual Center page with little ditties or reading the Affirmative Incantation for the week with you. And so we are here to support you. We are here with spiritual counseling and spiritual practitioner work of prayer, knowing the truth for you. Just contact me through here in Facebook or at the office phone, etc. And we'll connect you with somebody if you are not finding that truth, if you are having difficulty busting through, soaring, and zooming in any part of your life. We are here to assist you and help you. And that is part of what you support. The vision of this spiritual center, what you support when you give your love offering. So here's a few ways you can do it. You don't have to just send us a check in the mail, which you can do, and I'll show you that address in a moment, but you can do it through our website. Go to newthoughtsc.org /donate, or just go to the homepage and you'll see the donate button. It'll take you to PayPal and you can use your credit card. You can go straight to your PayPal account by going to paypal.me/newthoughtsc. You can use the Givelify app if you have that. Venmo, you can Venmo us. That's very popular, and we get a lot of love offerings through Venmo, and we're blessed by that. New Thought Spiritual Center is where you send it to. And please leave us a little note. We'd love to hear from you. Again, you can send it to our office, and there is the address right there in North Hollywood. So let us gather together in spirit and put our hands on our hearts. I'm going to bring Caressa back in just a moment. She's going to do a spiritual mind treatment over these ideas of money, because you might not have pressed the buttons yet, and that's okay. I want you to watch these last few minutes of our celebration this morning. But let us know right now together that divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of my spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. You have brought your heartfelt love offerings into the universe, and now coming into the life and the experience and the vision of the New Thought Spiritual Center. Is Caressa there? Is she there too? There she is. Hello, darling. So Caressa now will give a spiritual mind treatment over these monies. And here we go.
It's all joined together in knowing the truth that money is energy, money is love in action. Money is what we contribute to enrich our own lives. By giving to what is important to us, we show our appreciation. We show where we want our lives to go. We show where the path is that we are aiming, we are shooting for. We are heading down the path to greater riches and greater and greater prosperity for both ourselves and the spiritual center, the New Thought Spiritual Center. So I am so grateful for all of these monies, all of these gifts that are selflessly flowing in, that will only enrich our lives, both back to the giver and to the person and organization it's given to. Knowing that, I simply release my word, knowing that it is already done. And together we can say, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you. Oh, all right. So some thank yous, of course. Thank you, Caressa, for her words of wisdom and her wonderful heart and inspiration. She so allows Spirit to speak through her, and we're so grateful to have her. Of course, to Steve Apperson and the Right Here, Right Now band for our brand new song this month. He's putting together a concert and soon an album of all these great songs and some of his other great songs that he has put together. We'll find out about those dates as time goes on. That first song was Don't Fight It. And in a minute, after I give a spiritual mind treatment to end our service, we'll hear one more song from Steve Apperson, a song he wrote called Rabbit in the... I need my glasses because I can't even read my own writing here. Rabbit in the Moon. Oh, I love that title. Rabbit in the Moon, based on a book, I guess, he used to read to his children. So thank you all for joining us, for being with us here on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live. And you can always watch this afterwards. And my talk will be up a Tuesday or Wednesday if you want to just wait and hear and watch that talk on its own. But till then, blessings to you, and thank you so much for bringing your consciousness here. So let us know together. Close your eyes if it's comfortable for you. Open up your hearts and your arms and your beingness, and know that in this moment we have stepped into right action. We have stepped into right action because we know who we are. We are individuations of that one mind, that one power, that one blessing that is of the universe, that is the universe, this energy, this frequency that we are part of. We step into it. We turn the dial to that frequency, allowing its inspiration, its knowledge, its love to embody us, to be us, to live through us intentionally. this purpose of happiness, this purpose of expressing love and bringing into our lives abundance, of bringing ease of body and love in all of our relationships, kindness, respect. This we now call in. This we have called in by dialing into that frequency that is out there waiting for us, available to us. That frequency, that energy that is within us, awaiting us to intentionally use its power for our and our community's greatest good, greatest wonderfulness, our magnificence. We are letting it shine here and now. I know this for each and every one of this. I declare it and reveal it with these words, appreciative and thankful and grateful for this knowing and for these words and for this beingness. Oh, so great, so fabulous, right here and right now and forevermore. So I release this word, I release this idea, as together we say, and so it is. Once again, thank you so much, and let us leave with this beautiful song from Steve Apperson. Namaste.
Once upon a time, not so long ago, I came upon a silly little story someone said I should have known. Deep into the night, far beyond despair, you wake up in your dreams and find how crazy it is everywhere. But there's a rabbit in the moon, playing hard tonight, smiling at you through the window, flashing all his flair. Rabbit in the moon, singing a song tonight. So when you wake to taste tomorrow, everything will be alright. Onward like a journey, making sure you get from here to there. You keep following your shadow, playing hide and seek to sleep each night. Real late when you may wake up, feeling tired and a little scared. Just because everybody don't see it doesn't mean no one cares. 'Cause there's a rabbit in the moon, playing hard tonight. He hopes to see you soon, so you can run with him a while. Tumbling in the dark, midnight magic in disguise. So when you wake to face the morning, everything will be alright. Oh, if you ever feel sadness, there's no need to hide away. It's okay to believe in what you feel. Well, now you wonder what he's doing, and you hope to see him all the time. And when he comes around, you feel real lucky and you laugh. When you're fast asleep, he'll help along the dream come true. You'll never know it until you wake up. He's stuck inside your room. Oh, rabbit in the moon, paddle wheel roll, parachute balloon, he's on rodeo patrol. Parachute rabbit in the moon, singing a song tonight. So when you wake, face tomorrow, everything will be alright. The rabbit in the moon.